courage and the will of our speakers today, I must say, out of 55 most eminent persons in the country, you have found 7 sitting here. So we take this pride in welcoming our speakers for the day and the guests for the day. I would request Mr. APS Ahluwalia to kindly come to the stage and welcome. Sir. APS Ahluwalia to kindly come to the stage and present. And sir, this is to provide the peace at heart before the fiery speeches that we are going to hear.
Eloquent address by Justice Gambhir. Myself and Justice Thakur was discussing almost all individual cases of affecting the independence of judiciary has been spoken. So what should we do? Then he suggested, you simply say, I agree. And I will endorse you by saying, I also agree. Well, all the distinguished members sitting on the podium and fellow members of the fraternity, from the press, and Marshal Verma, we are very grateful that you have provided a nice auditorium for this deliberation of today's conference. First of all, I said to Justice Gambhir and the organizers of this meeting, why the global jurist is talking of independence of judiciary in the nationalistic perspective. Independence of judiciary is independence of judiciary. And the perspective is independence of judiciary. You can't have judiciary, a domestic judiciary which is independent, and a judiciary dealing with international issue which is not judiciary. So, this is one aspect of the matter which caught my attention when I was invited by the card. And I will not repeat what Justice Gambhir has said because he has dwelt with extensively, giving example where, in his opinion, the credibility of the judiciary has been affected. I would only say what is of paramount importance. A single individual, howsoever powerful, whether he is the Chief Justice of India or whether he is the Prime Minister of India, cannot do away with the democracy in this country. The deep roots of the people of India is so much engulfed that people may come, people may go, but as William Wordsworth say, I shall go forever. They may try, anybody can try. Every government says that we are doing in the best interest of democracy. Every government says that they are for independence of judiciary. But when it comes in governance, then naturally the decision taken by judiciary sometimes is not to the liking of the people who are governing. It has been right from 1952. It's not a case which has happened today. Initially, with the abolition of Jamidari Act, the creation of taking away of the fundamental rights, right to property, Dr. Mulchan Sharma, you will be remembering. The fight is on, always on. It depended upon the guardian of rule of law as to how they have dealt with the issues. So there is nothing. As I said, people are important. So long they man the institution in a manner befitting of their oath. The moment you compromise with that, the problem starts. We have hundreds of Supreme Court judges, thousands of High Court judges. We have been so many Chief Justices. That's why I say it's not important. Because people come and people go. But whether some people have built or helped in building the institution, its credibility, its impact, that will be remembered. And that is the great leverage. And that's the great kind of a fear which everybody feels in the mind. But a judge should not have the fear. If a judge have the fear, or what will be written in press against me, or how people will perceive this decision, independence of judiciary is affected on that day. The hallmark of justice delivery system in this country, and the very oath which is prescribed in the Constitution, is the greatest sacrosanct oath and duty and obligation of a judge. If he deters from that oath, no, government has appointed me, so how can I decide against the government? Independence of judiciary is affected. He has no right to be a judge. He should become a government servant. Whenever some people whom I recommended, and they were elevated to the judges, they say, what do you think, what is the foremost work of a judge? I used to tell them, please, don't become clerk of justice, become Lord of justice, because people's faith is totally in your hands.